Today we will learn how to do MCQs in listening. So, the first thing is to be done in that 1 minute is. Yes, 1 minute. 30 seconds for checking previous answers is of no use as we do not have any answer sheet. So we will utilize that 30 second as well to mark our questions. Mark all the nouns and verbs in the questions and options. All names are nouns. And all actions are verbs. Look carefully. What is the topic of the question? It is ostrich. Second thing is to be noted is that what will be their conversation go on. And that is ostrich meat. Now coming to the options. Look for the main word in the option, like here it is protein, as question is suggesting that the conversation will be on the quality of the meat. In second option it is taste as speaker is comparing ostrich with beef. In third, filling is the only verb here. Now let's listen to the audio.
However, recently there's been more and more interest in the development of ostrich farming in other parts of the world, and more people are recognizing its value as a food source. Ostrich meat is slightly higher in protein than beef, and much lower in fats and cholesterol. It tastes good, too. A series of European taste tests found that 82% of people prefer ostrich to beef. And one ostrich produces a lot of meat, from around 30 to 50 kilograms, mostly from the hindquarters of the bird.
So after listening the audio, you will be confused between option A and B. Let's listen to the audio again and now focus on A and B option. Listen it carefully.
Food source. Ostrich meat is slightly higher in protein than beef, and much lower in fats and cholesterol. It tastes good, too.
The answer is option A. As they clearly mention, ostrich meat is slightly higher in protein than beef. The reason for not selecting the second option is that they said, it tastes good too. The speaker only said about the taste. However, in the question, option B is compared with beef. Now let's listen to the audio of second question.
Farmed ostriches don't need African climates. And in fact, ostrich farming is now becoming well established in other parts of the world. However, setting up an ostrich farm isn't something to embark on lightly. Mature breeding birds are very expensive. Even a fertilized ostrich egg isn't cheap, so you need quite a bit of capital to begin with.
In the beginning of the audio, the speaker mentioned about the African ostriches. But the question is on Britain. So cut the option A. Reason for not selecting the second option is that the speaker did not mention about the transportation. So the answer is option C. As the speaker said, even a fertilized ostrich egg isn't cheap, so you need quite a bit of capital to begin with. Moreover, two words are used here. First is eggs and second is capital. Let's listen to the third audio.
Then the farmer needs special equipment, such as incubators for the eggs. The young chicks are very dependent on human minders and need a lot of attention from the people looking after them.
The answer is option C. As the speaker said, need a lot of attention from the people looking after them. Which means to look after carefully. The reason for not selecting the option A is that the speaker said the farmer needs special equipment such as incubators for the eggs. But in the option A, it is mentioned to keep the eggs in the incubators till they mature, not about the needs of the farmers. The reason for not selecting the option B is that the speaker said the young chicks are very dependent on human minders, and in the option B, it is said that the chicks are independent. Now turn to listen the last question.
In addition, ostriches can't be intensively farmed. They need space and exercise. But in spite of this, they make good farming sense. A cow produces only one calf a year, whereas a female ostrich can lay an egg every other day. And because the farmers can use incubators and hatched chicks are nourished well and protected from danger, the failure rate on farms is very low indeed. And almost all the fertilized eggs will hatch out into chicks, which will in turn reach maturity. This is very different from the situation in the wild, where the vast majority of chicks will die or be killed before they grow up into mature ostriches. So it's possible, once the initial outlay has been made, for the farmer to be looking at very good profit margins indeed. Ostrich farming is still in its early days outside Africa, but we hope that ostrich meat will be freely available soon, and before long will be as cheap as beef.
The speaker said, in addition, ostriches can't be intensively farmed, they need space and exercise. But the optioner says, little outlay is required, which is completely opposite to the audio. For second option, the speaker said, but in spite of this they make good farming sense. A cow produces only one calf a year, whereas a female ostrich can lay an egg every other day. And because the farmers can use incubators and hatched chicks, are nourished well and protected from danger. Which is quite relevant to the option B, as they are talking about good productivity of the ostrich. And option C was not mentioned in the conversation. So by cutting and deleting option, one can do MCQs. Now, time for practice. Attempt the test and comment me the answers.
Double unit. So there are 2 lectures a week and 1 tutorial.
Oh.
The lectures are scheduled for Tuesday and Thursday.
What time?
Let me see. You know, this information is all in the handout, which you should have received yesterday at the orientation meeting.
Was there a meeting yesterday? I didn't know about that. No one mentioned...
Yes, there was. But never mind. Now, lectures are at 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, 4's a bit late. I've got a part-time job that starts at 4:30.
Well, you can't be in 2 places at once, can you? And attendance at lectures is necessary. We expect at least 90% attendance at this university, you know.
90%? That's high. Do they enforce that rule?
Yes, we do. We're pretty strict about it, actually.
And what times have been set down for the tutorials? Do you have that information?
That's a very well-attended course, so there's a number of tutorial times. Monday, Wednesday and Friday, all at 9 o'clock. Yours will be allocated at the first lecture.
Can't I choose the time?
Maybe, maybe not. You'll have to talk to the lecturer on the course. Dr. Roberts is his name.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for visiting.